These 7 locations within Metro Manila were formerly sites designated for burial, but have since been repurposed for public or commercial use. When considering places for leisure or socializing, cemeteries typically don't come to mind, if they're considered at all. Filipinos tend to only visit burial sites during All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day on November 1st and 2nd, respectively, to pay respects to departed relatives throughout the rest of the year. Most individuals avoid locations associated with the deceased. However, what many may not realize is that several malls, parks, and even churches that are popular destinations today were once burial grounds. Due to factors such as the impacts of war, urbanization, modernization, or even gentrification, these former cemeteries were transformed, developed, and replaced with establishments meant for the living. In recent times, Poblacion in Makati City has emerged as a trendy hangout spot for young and fashionable individuals. However, beyond the bustling array of eateries, bars, and nightclubs lies Plaza Cristo Rey, a public square situated on the former grounds of the San Pedro de Makati Cemetery. The exact date of the cemetery's establishment remains uncertain, but historical records dating back to 1892 mention its existence. A heritage sign placed in the area provides insight into its history. Across from Plaza Cristo Rey stands the St. Peter and St. Paul Parish Church, a long-standing landmark that continues to be a prominent feature in the neighborhood. Similar to Remedios Circle, the round-shaped public park located on San Marcelino St. in Paco, Manila, also has a history as a former burial ground. However, Penelope Belmonte, the executive director of the National Parks Development Committee, noted in the same episode of Investigative Documentaries that what distinguishes this site is that the individuals buried in the old Paco Cemetery hailed from affluent and influential families. Among the notable figures temporarily interred in the 4.0 square meter park are the Philippines' national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, and the 3 martyr Catholic priests, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, collectively known as Gamburza. Yet another church erected on the grounds of a former burial site is the Archdiocesan Shrine of Espiritu Santo in Santa Cruz, Manila, where the church and its parochial school now stand. There once existed a public cemetery, although limited information is available about this cemetery. A 2013 Rappler article notes its closure in 1913 due to health-related issues. The church itself was established in 1926, followed by the inauguration of the Espiritu Santo Parochial School in 1947, marking the evolution of the area from a burial ground to a center of worship and education. The present-day location of Remedios Circle holds historical significance as one of Manila's earliest burial grounds, formerly known as the Mallet Cemetery. In a 2017 episode of GMA7's Investigative Documentaries, residents in the vicinity recall that before the transformation of the area into its current state as a public park with a central fountain, where locals gather for leisure, human skeletal remains and ancient artifacts like kitchen tools were unearthed during redevelopment efforts. The documentary highlights that the original Remedios Circle was devastated during the Second World War, prompting the relocation of human remains to the Manila South Cemetery. Today, Remedios Circle is enveloped by a vibrant nightlife scene, featuring an array of restaurants and commercial establishments. Former burial grounds underwent various transformations, not limited to parks and malls, but also extending to churches. A notable example is the Most Holy Trinity Parish in Sampaloc, Manila, which was erected on the site of the former Balik Cemetery. According to information provided on the church's official website, the Balik Cemetery was established in 1884. Although it endured the upheavals of the 1896 revolution, it later served as a refuge for American soldiers during the Philippine-American War, ultimately leading to its closure in 1925. In 1932, the Most Holy Trinity Parish was constructed on the grounds formerly occupied by the cemetery, signifying a transition from a place of burial to one of worship and community. Starmal Alabang is part of a chain of 9 Starmal locations across the Philippines, distinguished by its intriguing history, constructed during the 1990s. This 5-story shopping center in Muntinlupa occupies the site formerly known as the Alabang Cemetery. Starmal is a series of shopping centers managed and developed by Star Malls Inc., a subsidiary of Vista Malls and Lifescapes Inc., a property holding company led by Manuel Villar, a prominent Filipino businessman and former Senate president. In 2018, Villar was ranked as the Philippines' second wealthiest individual, with Forbes magazine estimating his net worth at around $5 billion. Harrison Plaza holds the distinction of being one of the Philippines' earliest commercial shopping centers, opening its doors in 1976. However, beyond its historical significance in retail, it also has an intriguing past as it was built upon a former burial site. The mall sits on the grounds of the old Ermita Cemetery, situated within the Fort de San Antonio Abad, also referred to as Polvorin de San Antonio Abad. This fort was erected during the Spanish colonial era, serving initially as a defensive structure before being repurposed as a storage facility for gunpowder.